Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the SMU Dota 2 Championships, proudly brought to you by the SMU eSports Club. My name is Maya, and we will be going into the grand finals right now. This is a best of one, apparently, rather than the best of three due to time constraints. We are all live at the OASIS Cafe. Thank you very much for sponsoring us. We are live at the OASIS Cafe in PoMo and Singapore right now, and these two teams have fought their way through the entire day. Team 300 Spala as well as Zen 10. Very, very standard bans that both teams have. The Sniper as well as the Storm Spirit, Lycan and Juggernaut bans coming out. We do see typical pickups here as well, the Troll Warlord and the Vengeful Spirit as well as Shadow Fiend. So, Shadow Fiend by himself does output quite a bit of damage, not in terms of right click, but in terms of his Shadow Rays. But of course with right click, if he gets enough kills, his Necro Mastery actually goes up and he gets a lot of damage from that as well. So the question remains to be seen whether Shadow Fiend is going to go into the mid lane or going to be the safe lane farm. If he's going to go into mid lane, he is going to go up against the Tinker on 300 side, and that's gonna again another assumption that Tinker is going to go mid, so it's not going to be very nice as well. During this second ban phase, looks like both teams are going to be banning out heroes that will do quite a bit of AoE damage. I see Medusa is kind of AoE as well because she has the split arrows as well as the stone gaze. Does quite a bit of damage in terms of preventing the split pushes by Tinker. And also Magna is going to get banned out here by Zen 10. You don't really want to fight into the Magnus reverse polarity. Also, there might be a chance where PS actually swaps the Magnus into the team fight. That's not going to go well. Bat Rider going to be denied in this game as well. Interestingly enough, we've seen Bat Rider being one of the top picks or bans in this tournament today. Very good initiator, even though his lasso was actually reduced in the cast range. It's been nerfed quite a bit since, I believe, the previous TI. Again, and a hero that's pretty picked up or banned, pretty much picked up or banned in this tournament. The Lion is going to get banned out this time round by Zen 10, and they will pick up a Clockwork here, which is very interesting. Clockwork has high mobility once he reaches level 6, and once he gets his Aghanim Scepter, it will be him zipping around the map basically. I would say that this Clockwork has been picked up pretty much to counter the Tinker. Even though Tinker can blink into the trees, Clockwork will be able to find him with the rocket flares if he's lucky and get a hook shot out. Looks like that Mirana is going to get picked up by Team 300 here. Again, Mirana early game, she has very low attack damage, so probably going to look for those long range stuns, shoot arrow, hit arrow, and Zeus is going to get picked up by Zen 10 here. That is actually pretty good also to counter the Tinker, because you can use your Thunder God's Wrath to figure out where the Tinker is. But so far I'm just focusing too much on the Tinker. We will have to see what 300 will pick up next to actually get a grasp on their strategy.
启用备用时间。
潮汐猎人。
请天辉方禁用英雄。
Not too sure about this Titan to pick up here by 300. You know, it is a good hero in team fights that I don't deny. You can of course Moonlight Shadow into a Ravage, onto unsuspecting 5 on the Zen10 side. But what I'm most concerned about is because Titan has a low mana pool. If he goes up against the Clockwork and gets caught in the cogs, or even worse, gets caught outside of the cogs with the mana drain, he won't be able to pull off the Ravage, won't be able to do much except to walk around swinging his ankle at everyone. We're going to see the last bans right now from both teams. Jakiro is going to get banned out here, so you don't really want to have the Jakiro to set up for the Tide Hunter or to help with the pushes as well. Shadow Shaman still of course on the board here, might get picked up by 300, but in the previous games we've seen Shadow Shaman not a very strong hero. Early game he's really fragile. Positioning is key with him, and you know you can't just have him drop the wards and run away. Final ban there for 300 will be Slark. Once again, this is the best of 1 for the grand finals of this tournament, so both teams will be seated at the edge of their seats. Right now they aren't, but I guess they will start moving forward in a bit. Both teams looking to pick up their last heroes. I would say Zen10 kind of needs a hard support. We have Vengeful, which is looking to be a position 4. Clockwork actually going to be a position, not too sure now, off lane, but Drow Ranger going to get picked up here. So it looks like Zeus is going to go into the safe lane with the Farmer, which looks good, like it's going to be the Drow Ranger. So Vengeful, Zeus, Drow, Team Blue, and then Team Red within Zen10 themselves. Shadow Fiend as well as Clockwork going to be in the mid lane and off lane set, respectively. For the Dire side, a hero that might be good, you know, I keep saying Dazzle. Heroes like maybe even a Quap could be picked up here, but that would be really greedy. They would want to end this game as early as possible, just preventing the Drow Ranger from getting as much farm as she can. And once again, this game, as I mentioned, is a best of 1, so any little mistakes will cost the game. It's interesting, Warlock pickup, finally. I haven't seen a Warlock being played in competitive games or in games that have casted recently much. He's a very good pickup there, just needs to be in position to drop the golems, and if he can get his refresher as well as Aghanims up quickly, that will be really good. So with the customary introduction of the teams, on the Radiant side we have Z10, Dave, E on the Drow Ranger, Jun on the Zeus, this name, I'm just going to call him X on the Vengeful Spirit, I apologize for that, W Boon on the Clockwork, and Matt on the Shadow Fiend. I believe we casted for this team just at the start of the day as well, so they are reprising certain of their roles. Xerxes again on the Troll Warlord, on the Dire side, Z on the Tide Hunter, B and Actuary on the Warlock, DKMJ on the Tinker, and Madman on the Mirana. So it looks like there's going to be a support Mirana, so we're going to look for those huge arrows.
,30秒后战斗开始。
Horns have sounded and this is the final game of
征
the
战号角响
and
彻
Drow is
全
actually
场
gonna。eat the arrow right now, but Z actually comes in, the slow actually comes in from being actually very interesting choice of skills here. But that's not gonna get them a kill. The Gus also turns them away, and everyone's gonna back off into their respective lanes. Looks like it's gonna be an offensive tri-lane with the Dire side on 300. Not too sure about this simply because these three heroes do need their levels. You do want the levels to quickly get up on Tidehunter as well as the Warlock. But from behind, X is going to try to stun up Madman here. Madman's really low. Where is the stun from X? Doesn't get in range in time. Madman able to get away. Z dropping very low there as well. The amount of damage that, the aura coming out from both the Drow Ranger as well as the Vengeful, that's going to hurt quite a bit. And the supports as well as basically the three heroes in bot lane, they don't have a lot of health, and they won't be able to stand up against this tri-lane. In mid lane, we have Mad versus DKMJ on the SF as well as the Tinker respectively. Tinker will, if he doesn't get caught in those Shadow Razors, he will be able to outfarm and kind of push the SF away. And on top lane, Xerxes on the Troll as well as W Boon on the Clockwork. They will go head to head. Xerxes does have the advantage of being able to use the range, and he's going to get pushed back. This is what W Boon needs to be careful about, because if he gets in too close, gets bashed up by Xerxes, that's quite a bit of health that Xerxes can take out as well. So both teams being very passive right now. Supports are looking to try and get the kill here. However, it looks like Mirana and Bien Actuary, they are just trying to... not so sure if they are fighting for last hits here. But I would say in this case, give the last hits to the Warlock, because he does need his levels as quickly as he can. Mid lane, we do see Shadow Fiend actually outfarming the Tinker right now with a lead of 6 last hits. The Tinker does have his March of the Machine, so that's going to push Man out of the lane for quite a bit. So Man has to be careful, does have a bottle on him. Both of them do have bottles. And we'll see if, I think it remains to be seen whether who's going to actually outfarm each other. A bit of a man fight here right now, and Man actually going to do quite a bit of damage, but DKMJ standing his ground firm, and one last right click on Mud, but that's not going to happen. Mud's going to be able to get away to safety, and DKMJ is just going to bottle up both of them. Shadow Fiend doesn't have any more regen, so he's going to have to back off for quite a bit until it's safe for him to come out. Both mid laners gonna race to the top rune right now. Mud doesn't have a lot of health. DKMJ does have a bit, does get the invisibility rune. Mud now has to be very careful. He needs to back off because he doesn't know where DKMJ is gonna come from. And on bot lane, still things are quite passive here. I would love to see some team action. 4 minutes in, no kills on the scoreboard just yet. Drow on the bot lane still doing very decently well. 17 last hits and 10 denies. Able to actually kind of zone out the supports. Like I mentioned, the two heroes on bot lane, they are pretty weak, don't have a lot of health, and now be an actuary just by himself also has to be very careful because his skill build is not meant to keep him alive. And mid lane, we're gonna see DKMJ just getting zoned out there a bit by X, but X doesn't have enough for a stun, or it was on cooldown. So and there was no support coming in from Mat as well, so not too sure why they actually let him get away.
想哭就哭吧。
So coming out, X spots out DKMJ here, still hanging around for that rune. Might cost him his life, but no one's actually coming to back them, back Z10 up. So DKMJ actually gets a free rune there, will back off, and going to probably head back to mid lane, excuse me, and get some more farm. What I'm most concerned about right now is that supports on both sides. Oh, excuse me, top lane, W Boon's gonna go down, that bash there. Zux is, like I mentioned, the bash is too strong with him today. Berserker's Rage gonna help him get that kill. And bot lane, Madman able to leap away before the stun, and thus disjoints the stun from Vengeful Spirit. Would love to see more TPs coming in from both teams. Everyone seems content to actually stay around, but Madman taking quite a bit of damage from those right clicks of Drow Ranger. Gotta be careful when moving so far forward. Again, as a Mirana early game, you don't have a lot of right click damage. You have to be probably look towards landing those arrows instead of moving too far forward to get the last hits.
洗洗睡吧。
DKMJ farming as much as he can in the mid lane right now, just being very aggressive, which is what he can really do with the March of the Machines, just forcing Mat to stay out of the lane as much as he can. Mat is not going to bother too much about that, unfortunately, and he will just try to tank some of the damage. It is, of course, level 3 March of the Machines, still not quite a bit. I would kind of love to see Tinker get points in his missile as well. Will be able to help kill or at least push Mud off the lane. Bot lane, the river runes are highly contested in this round. On top river lane now, DKMJ gonna get actually caught out here. I'm very unfortunate here. W Boon coming in with the cogs as well. Look at the amount of damage that Dave is putting up. Madman that lets loose an arrow but doesn't manage to hit anyone. They're in a very dangerous position. Just moves forward. Madman actually manages to leap away. No stun following up from the Vengeful, and no bolt from Zeus as well. Kind of a miscommunication maybe, where X couldn't get off the stun because he was slightly out of mana. Mat's gonna get gushed here. DKMJ throws out the missile, doesn't really get him at all. Look at the EXP graph, just shot up to Z10's favor. Does go slightly down, but bot lane see pings coming out. Everyone's just looking to get a kill here. Because everyone actually in bot lane is pretty squishy. Would love to see the Tide Hunter actually rotate more to bot lane, maybe get some EXP there, because he's not doing much, just running around in mid lane. Bot lane, Madman actually gets stunned out there, as well as Silence unable to leap away. I think they spot out the ward as well, Jen using his vault to get the true side there. my concern right now is actually Xerxes. He is just free farming. There's no one really to stop him. Even his teammates are just happily trying to create the space for him. I don't think they even need to try at the moment because no one's actually going after him. The pings are coming out. And W Boone actually narrowly misses the arrow there. Does pop the double damage rune. Will be able to get away, but he knows that he's been seen. So both teams, like you mentioned, Tidehunter very unfortunately on level 2 will not be getting his Ravage anytime soon, which is why I'm saying that he should come down to bot lane, share some EXP at least with the Warlock here. But it's not gonna happen anytime soon. To be honest, Tai can't do much in the mid lane just like this, so hopefully he'll get some backup soon, or he'll be able to, in all goodness, Drow Ranger actually getting a kill there on the wall. Again, if the Tide was at bot, might have been a double kill for the Drow Ranger, which he is pretty low. Level 2 does really nothing much. Zhen dropping very low on top there, and it's very unfortunate Xerxes manages to spot him out. The gush comes out a bit too late from Dave, and unfortunately Zhen is going to pay for that little slip up there. No one else actually TP top as well, so everyone just remember, keep TPs on yourself, get those TPs out. Top lane's gonna get a bit of pressure, but we'll have Xerxes to defend that. Dave actually TP to top. We'll be looking to try to get some farm, but pretty much bot lane is actually open, so they should be able to get that. The hook shot actually misses Madman there, and now they know that W Boone is around. That they will actually TP the Tinker in. Not too sure. This is pretty good distraction strategy, where Dave can now actually put as much damage as possible. Be an Actuary gets caught out by the rocket, very nice rocket by the way, and X is in the position to stun him out. Dave actually cleans up, and now they are going to get top tower very easily. 3 heroes there. Of course, with the VS Aura, as well as the Drow Aura, that they can do quite a bit of damage. The arrow comes in, narrowly misses them, and that's an easy tower. Drow is leaping ahead alongside with the teammate SF, both of them fighting for the top net worth right now. On bot lane, Zhen is still just trying to, Zhen doesn't really need to join any team fights. He does have the global of Thunder God's Wrath, so for him all he really needs to do is just stay in lane, get EXP, get farm, look towards getting the Aghanim Scepter, and then the refresher. Maybe a blink would be nice to catch up with heroes such as Madman, and there we go. We see some initiation on top lane there. The arrow's gonna land, and on Dave as well as the golem. Two heroes got in that. Dave is gonna go down for that. The slow is too much for him. Won't be able to get away. X also very slow right now. Golem's going after him, but no one else is chasing except the Mirana. But here comes the Tinker TPing in onto the golem, and the missile come out. Oh, X very low there. The Thunder God's Wrath will come, and now heroes are dropping very low. W Boone also and basically 4 kills across the scoreboard, 6-4 in favor of Z10. Tidehunter is still, I would say, trying to farm up his bestest and fastest towards his Ravage, towards his Blink Dagger, whereas we have heroes already. Shadow Fiend going for a very nice, dare I say, Eel Scepter. It's a very typical build that I see in the Southeast Asian scene right now, where you just Eel someone, walk right beside them, and then let loose your ulti. that does quite a bit of damage. If that doesn't kill them, then your next right click usually will. Another easy tower here, a lot of combined damage from both the Drow Ranger's Precision Aura as well as Shadow Fiend's just right click damages there. The early push strat that, or rather the early taking of towers that Z10 actually is doing right now, forces Tinker to be unable to TP. He's kind of on a defensive mode right now. He can't do much. Both teams actually spawning. This is going to be a huge team fight where two heroes on 300 side. They are caught in the wrong position. Tidehunter getting killed by the neutral creep there, and from behind, Mart, X as well as Jun, they are going to keep. Oh, nice hook in there by W Boon, and the cleanup crew comes. They are going to clean up the creeps, the neutral creeps as well, and I believe that's going to be a tier 2 tower on the bot lane taken out. That's a huge stack, by the way. That was meant for the Tidehunter. Didn't manage to get his Blink Dagger off in time as well. Very, very unfortunate for him. And possibly in the wrong position right now.
天辉中塔正受到攻击。
放烟火了。
夜眼下塔正受到攻击。夜眼建筑全面加固。
Both teams looking to try to defend. Zhen is going to walk into the arrow. I think he was trying to TP away. Unfortunately, the arrow stopped him. W Boons actually catches out Z here, and he's not able to move away. And even though they are under Moonlight Shadow, there is a ward there. And now W Boons will get damaged quite a bit. Might actually get his ulti off. Not sure whether he got anyone there. Drow Rangers gonna get Warlock. Warlock buys back into the game. TP's back in. Does not have his ult. Unfortunately, just used it. Ravage gets popped finally, and now Warlock's gonna get 2 kills. Very, very nice. Double kill there for everyone. For the Warlock and the Tinker. Not too sure if that's gonna be a solid comeback there, but they will be taking bot tier 1 tower with X unable to defend. In the meanwhile, the Troll was actually farming away. Did die there, but does have a Blink Dagger now, and he will be building probably towards
天辉下塔正受到攻击。
he could build towards a Maelstrom, could build towards a Desolator. Interestingly enough, 300 decides to back off, didn't decide to go on the bot tower, which is about half health. And they decided to just back off and try to get more farm. Mans gets silenced up, and that's going to be a very easy kill there for Davey. I'm not too sure if they actually spotted out other things that's going on in the map right now. Mid lane, we're going to see W Boon get spotted out by Z here, and it looks like Z10 going to just continue pushing the bot tower. That's a lot of damage. That's bot tier 2 going to go down. We're going to see a TP mid here, and try to actually trade. No trade. Said nice hook away by W Boon, but Xerxes still wants his blood, or maybe some creeps here. Easy farm, but no one is TPing back. Everyone's TPing back right now, except Xerxes, to try to defend this tier 3 tower, which is dropping really, really low.
天辉中塔正受到攻击。
I do agree that the Blink Dagger is a good item, but this early on the Troll, it's going to be very difficult because he will not have enough. I mean, he has innate damage by himself, but he will not be able to have the health to stand up to perhaps the Shadow Fiend damage or even the Vengeful Spirit's stun. he will get taken out very easily if he's not careful, so he needs to be the one juking around, playing around with Z10 to make sure that they actually are unable to actually damage him. So we're going to see a pause out here. I think everyone's kind of grateful for the pause to just take a step back and see the whole picture. Pinks all coming on, and the smoke gets rumble as well. Ravage gets used, catches out 3 heroes instead. X actually very low on health here. And Drow Ranger gonna pick off Mirana, Patrol Waller gonna pick off Clockwork, and Tinker also gonna kill off the Eventual Spirit. And now Matt's gonna try to get away. Does have a haste rune on him. He will be able to get away, but from behind, Dave unable to do much now. Both teams so far showing that they're pretty equally matched, like, you know, when they know that either team was going to go for Roshan or they themselves were going to try to go for Roshan. We do see Tinker on the top lane trying to stop this push. But the Thunder God's Wrath gets used as well. Zerx is going to get silenced up there and unable to get away from Drow Ranger's Frost Arrows. In terms of net worth, Drow Ranger just leaping ahead right now, unable to, she's got just too much net worth points, or just rather net worth by itself. Even Shadow Fiend's unable to catch up. That's very quick Roshan as shown, and the Aegis of course is going to get picked up by Drow, and I believe this will be the push to not necessarily end the game, but at least take out the mid tower and probably to take out the mid racks as well. Probably what went wrong during the laning phase was that they've got too much farm. The supports or the opposition on Dave's lane and bot lane was not strong enough. You did have the Marana, did have the Warlock, but they don't really synergize well unless you have another slow or a guaranteed stun, which I believe is what is lacking in in 300's lineup. So after tier 2 tower mid is taken, Objective Gaming once again going to the top tower. DKMJ is just going to try to get the March of the Machines off, but doesn't really do much because Drow is going to be standing out here and be able to actually hit the tower. Mat also is very efficient, you know, as a Shadow Fiend, you're very efficient in clean up the creeps, allowing you to just destroy the tower just like that. The hook shot comes in, nice hook there. Xerxes is going to get caught. He gets pushed out though. The Ravage comes in, catches everyone. Aegis gets popped, and basically Madman's going to go down. Trollhauler buys back into the game. Not too sure if that's going to be of any help at all. The arrow comes in. Nice arrow there. Xerxes swings forward, tries to catch 2 heroes. Not too sure, can he catch X? He will catch X, but Zhen very slow now, and they're able to clean up from behind. That's a dieback, to be honest. They do get kills, but the buyback wasn't really worth it. That's a tower down as well, and now 300 is really on the back foot. Dave is going to just miss the arrow, move forward, and Madman, if he's not careful, you know, he'll get gusted once again and be unable to kill. There we go. We're just talking about Madman just gonna die right now.
哦，不错，上好的猫肠子。
So far, I think the supports of 300, they are doing the best. Unfortunately, they were getting zoned out by a single Drow Ranger. I would say it's simply because they, as supports, they themselves were not strong enough. In terms of health, in terms of right click damage, they were not able to zone out the Drow Ranger, and unfortunately, that basically led her to be able to snowball and get as much farm.
就是这里。
Quick look at the net worth graph as well as the goal graph shows that Z10 firmly in the lead right now. We'll see if they are able to actually push up onto the high ground, because you do have two very good AoE spells, the Tidehunter's Ravage as well as the Warlock's Golems. Of course, you have the defensive Tinker with the March of the Machines as well. No more Aegis on Z10 by the way, so they will have to pick this fight very, very carefully. Arrow comes in, lands on Dave. But it's a bit too far out. No one wants to actually go out that far out into the unknown, I would say. The Golem actually gets dropped. Dave dropped very low there, but Thunder God's Wrath actually reducing the health of most of the heroes on 300. DKMJ in the wrong position, blink forward there by Z, catches out almost all the heroes, but he's gonna go down very, very quickly. Just a bit of health left. If he's not careful, he will get taken out. Man actually comes in with an ult of his own and takes out two heroes. Zeus gets a kill on Tidehunter, and Tinker actually gets a kill on Shadow Fiend there. This is not a super successful defense, but I think this is what 300 can do for the moment. DKMJ also fought back in that previous fight, so he's unable to farm up any gold at the moment. Probably does have a 4-star, which is kind of a safer pickup for now. We'll probably look towards to build into getting a blink, but at this point in time, he needs to be quite defensive, ready to actually try to defend his high ground with his team. Looks like Xerxes is still building towards his BKB. Hasn't gotten, will almost get it soon. Hopefully he'll get it up before the next team fight, because it's gonna happen probably bot lane once again, because bot tier 3 tower is down, the racks are open, and basically if they do get this racks, it's another step towards winning this tournament.
给我护甲的钱。
Finally gets his item up on the troll. The Vengeful Spirit, Zeus as well as the Drow Ranger, they are all... What I think they need to do now is just to try to push S5. or perhaps both teams just waiting for the next Roshan to try and contest that. But I think as the game drags on, the amount of farm that Z10 can get as compared to 300, Z10 is going to win out because they are the ones pushing the lanes, whereas Z10 is going to win out because they are pushing the lanes, and 300 is trying to defend, and they have no idea where all the rest of the team is on Z10. Xerxes is going to get caught out here, manages to blink away as Dave just attacks the creeps. I don't think he was expecting him to be there. But both teams just being very passive. Z10 know what they can do, they know what they want to do as well. So we'll have to just wait and see.
战友们，隐身！夜眼中塔正受到攻击。
With all the lanes pushed out by Z10, Tinker is unfortunately unable to actually TP anywhere. No, he doesn't have a blink as well, so it's very dangerous for him to go. It's like yeah, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. The blink dagger is not there for DKMJ right now, and he needs to, they are trying to buy time for Xerxes to try to split push. But it might be too little, too late, simply because the amount of damage that Z10 can output. Z actually gets stuck, silenced out there, and Cogs come in for DKMJ as well. He's gonna go down there to Buckwork, and the Ravage, where is it? It's gonna come in finally and catches two heroes there. Zhen's gonna go down, Mirana's gonna get that kill there, but Mud also gonna right click and then raise Madman to death. No, that's a very nice cycle, but I don't think that's gonna help at all. Shadow Fiend actually kills Mirana on his way out as well, and Dave is gonna get a kill with on the Golem, allowing him to push in. They are gonna pull out of this. No, just forcing the buybacks, I think that's good enough. You don't really have to push the advantage if you don't have to push the advantage right now, simply because you have more heroes on the 300 side. If you get caught by the Mirana arrow by accident, then that's pretty much you're gonna be one either very dead hero or one very, very low health hero. Once again, the EXP graph firmly in favor of Z10, although we do see a slight decline after that team fight. I would say they did get quite a bit of gold off the Shadow Fiend, as well as looking at the net worth, it's just firmly in Z10's favor. So I hope they will push their advantage very, very soon. If not, if they get caught out once again in such unfavorable team fights, we are going to stay here past 10 p.m. which is going to happen in like 5 minutes time. I'm going to stay past 10 p.m. and probably we can all have supper together, but one bot lane, DKMJ getting caught out there. He manages to actually push himself out. Moonlight Shadow gets popped here. Troll blinks forward, gets pushed back by the Cogs. W Boon's gonna run for his life right now. Xerxes is gonna try to slow him. Where's the backup? Mid lane, we have Dave actually pushing in. Doesn't have to be very, very worried. Does have the slow will pop her BKB. Not too sure why. It does have the Aegis still, so you know she needs to turn around and fight. If not, this Aegis is gonna pop without the BKB in the next 48 seconds. Both teams on the edge right now. You can. This game, of course, is the decider match between both teams for first place and second place. But of course, everyone's a winner here right now. Thank you all for tuning in if you're still on my Twitch stream. And thank you all for staying so late at OASIS Cafe. Drow is just going to man up and go on the Rex. The Sans gets 2 heroes. That's going to be a monster kill streak on the Madman. And looking forward, there we go. The swap actually comes in as well. Xerxes is going to try to go after X, but the Golem comes in a bit too late, and the Sans goes off. Z unable to do much. He's going to pop his Ravage, catches 4 heroes out there. Very, very nice Ravage, but Xerxes unable to get out in time. He's going to go down very quickly to Zeus. That's 2 heroes down on me. And so, excuse me, Dave actually comes back, and Z is going to try to TP out, but gets stopped there by Judd. There's going to be Ills up on DKMJ as well. He's going to try to rearm, but that's pretty much a beyond godlike streak with a double kill for Dave. And this is pretty much GG. Well played, everyone. This, may I present to you Z10 champions of the Dota 2 Championship, hosted by SMU eSports Club. Thank you very much for tuning in. Congratulations, guys.